Welcome back, everybody, to the GSD Podcast. I'm your host, the Wizard of Iz, and today is our Christmas special 2022. So if you are listening to this episode, that means Christmas is coming up in just 2 days. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. It's some of the best time of the year. I'm celebrating it this year with some family out of town, so I'm actually going to be in the snow this year. Oh yeah, it's going to be fun. This episode, this is just a special. We'd like to take a break from our regularly scheduled program to bring you some important announcements. And this announcement for the Christmas special of 2022 is take a break. That's right. Take a break, guys. Take a break from the hustle and bustle of your life, of your business. You know, there's so much, whether you have kids or not, there's so much that goes on throughout the year that we have to do. If you have kids, you're probably going to sporting events, after school activities, and depending on what age your kid is, there's probably a lot that you have to handle and help out with school, outside of school, and all those different things. There's also just the day-to-day grind of work, especially running your own business. It takes a toll on you because most of us, we don't have paid time off or sick time. I mean, when I take vacations half the time, I'm still working. It's very rare that I can take an actual time off. So while a lot of people in your typical corporate job, you're taking time off, which is funny because we get sick days and vacation days, but we get so nervous to use them that sometimes we don't and they go away. Well, guess what? When you run your own business, a contractor or actual, brick and mortar store with employees, you don't get any of those. So if you take it off, you're lucky. I try to take the last 2 weeks of every year off. And this is what I mean by taking a break. So let's pause for a second. Let's go back a little bit. The one thing I love about Christmas is I think this is the same for everyone. Christmas, I think, brings back a time of nostalgia. Whether you're out shopping for family members or whether you're excited to get gifts yourself, whether it's hanging around with family or your friends or just taking a break from, school, work, whatever it is, there's this nostalgic feeling of Christmas that always goes back to being a kid. And one of the favorite things for me when I was a kid is that Christmas break represented not just, it's awesome to get new toys and you're going to have fun playing with toys, but you're also hanging out with friends and you're playing with your new stuff with friends. I grew up north, so to me, it was like, cool, we're going to go sledding, build snow forts, snowball fights. We're going to hang out inside, play with whatever the newest things we got. And, there was also the family events. Like I have very fond memories of Christmas Eve dinner and going out to the other side of town to my grandparents. And it was always a huge gathering of my aunts and uncles and cousins. And I remember the snow always falling down and me just sitting out the car looking up into the sky on the drive home. Sometimes I'd fall asleep on the drive home, and then getting up Christmas morning and having presents to open and sitting there and relaxing and playing with these. And then, sometimes on Christmas Day we go to church, sometimes it was Christmas Eve, but then we went to my other grandparents and we go there and then we go to an aunt and uncle's house and have another dinner there. And then it's off for 2 weeks just playing with our stuff. It was a blast. Well, me right now as a business owner, I'm telling you, stop, take a break, focus it on your family. And if you don't have a family to hang out with, focus it on your own time. This is even more important if you're a business owner with young kids, because as I opened this podcast, I said there's this nostalgic feeling that we all have no matter what age from when we were younger. And let's be honest, if you were younger and you didn't have a parent around because of how much they worked or they were traveling or what it was, you might know how important it is to be home with your kids at this time. So take this break. I'm going to give an example of a buddy I used to work with. He was young. He was in his 20s, very motivated. You could tell he was going to do big things. Guy worked like 7 days a week, 10, 12, 14-hour days. And I worked with them and I said, you need to take a break. He's like, no, I got to keep working. If I don't work, I'm not going to get where I am or where I want to be. I said, no, you need to take a break. I said, I was like you are. I said, but I learned the importance of taking a break. It's not about how many hours you work in a day and how many days a week you work, but it's how productive you are when you work. A lot of us do busy work, and busy work is not necessary. I said, so, try it. I was like, you're going to burn yourself out. I said, even if you take 1 day off a week, I said, try to at least take 1 day off a week where you don't do anything work related and you just take a break. Like I said, he was in his 20s, so he's younger, not married, no kids yet. And he's like, no, I can't. I was like, listen, I said, it's going to catch up to you. I said, the more you work, the more unproductive you become because you're not giving your brain a break. You're not sleeping well and you're not getting away from everything. So you actually become unproductive. Well, fast forward, my business started to grow. His was changing. We weren't really working more anymore, but we'd still get together and hang out once in a while. And I got together with him one time and I said, hey, you're traveling a lot and taking some time off, I see, and going out to like the mountains and stuff. He's like, oh my gosh. He's like, what a game changer. He's like, I was getting so burnt out. I took 4 days off with the family and went to the mountains. When I came back from it, I was so rejuvenated and so focused. I actually got more work done the last few days or the next few days than I did like weeks leading up to it. I was like, I told you, you got to take that break. He's like, no, you're absolutely right. He's like, and now I make sure I take at least a full day off right now. Well, fast forward, he's actually doing really well. And now he's traveling the world and working while traveling the world. So it was important, though, for him to take a break and stop and see that taking a break and, resting, how rejuvenating it can be. So those of you who own businesses, who have kids, you know that weekends don't really give you breaks. Weekends turn into doing stuff with the kids. It turns into sporting events, which all those are great and fun. But it's still good to take time to yourself. It's good for you yourself to have a hobby, and it's good for you to take a break. So this Christmas, enjoy the time with your family or enjoy the time with your friends or enjoy the time to yourself. Take that break. Revitalize your life. Relax. And then you're going to be so much more productive when you go back. But it's important to actually slow down and enjoy life. So this Christmas, my gift to you all is stop, breathe, let your shoulders down, stretch your arms out, stretch your legs out, sleep in one day, hang out, watch your favorite shows. Do not feel guilty of not working on your business. Enjoy the time because work will always be there. So I hope all of you have a great Christmas. Thanks for tuning in today for the Christmas special 2022. And if you take anything from this, take out of this to take a break. So enjoy your Christmas. I hope you have a great Christmas. We'll see you in next week's episode, which will be a New Year special on getting ready for the new year. Enjoy, and I will talk to you all soon.